Hi, it's MDNetX. So, common problem we get a lot of requests is finding physicians of a certain specialty in a certain area. The typical approach that most people take is to Google search for physician databases. And if you do that, you're going to see there is a large list of various sites which sell basically physician data. Most of them cost a good amount of money, and quite frankly, a lot of them take data that's already freely available. So we're going to show you today how to quickly download the MPI database, which contains essentially every U.S. physician, and quickly search this file and find the stuff that you need to get your job done. If you type in the keyword in Google MPI download, you will see the first file, well, the first link that shows up is MPI files. If you click on this, it'll take you to the CMS website, which basically administers the Medicare program, and this MPI system is an essential part of every physician's ability to bill in the US. The link that we want to pick up on is the NPPES data dissemination file. The latest one of this recording is June 14th, 2016. You'll see the file is a large zip file. It's about 580 megabytes. So go ahead and click on that and start the download. It'll take a couple minutes. The next thing you'll need is what they call the taxonomy file. So unfortunately, the MPI file does not have all the information you're probably going to need. This taxonomy file is found here from the nucc.org. If you go there, you'll see a listing of various versions of the file. You want version 16, the latest one of this recording. And let's go ahead and get started. So once you have everything down here, you're going to have a folder with hopefully unzipped form of the MPI file and this NUCC taxonomy file. If we open up the NUCC taxonomy file, you're going to see a pretty extensive listing of codes, and these codes represent specialties for physicians and other healthcare providers, and that's going to be under this column E you're going to be interested in. So scroll down and you're going to start seeing column D, you're going to see some various listings here, like orthopedic, oncology. So pick the one you want and then copy that code. You're going to need this to actually search the file. So the problem with this file, unfortunately, is that it's large. Once you've unzipped it, you're going to see it's about 6 gigabytes. So it's a beast, really too big to open in Excel. You won't be able to open Excel. There's two ways to really approach the problem. You can take the file and import it into a database program like Postgres or MySQL, and I'll show you how to do that later. That takes a little bit more work, but likely worth it if you're going to be doing this a lot. And the easy way around this is to simply, in a Mac, and you can also do this in Windows as well, is to open up the terminal. So terminal is under the Applications Utilities folder. If you've never used it before, it's actually not as bad or as daunting as it looks. You're going to open it up, you're going to see something like this, probably a different color or screen, a flashing cursor blinking at you, and then you're going to have a username, the one you used to log in, the name of the computer, and this little tilde represents that you're in your home directory. First thing is to get into the directory where the files are, and that's done by typing in cd and then downloads. Okay, and then we can hit the ls command, which is going to show us what is in the directory, and you'll see those files we downloaded. And then basically we'll start off by typing in more, which just means show me the text, NPI data, and if you hit the tab key, this is kind of handy. It just finishes off the rest of the line, completes it for you. Hit return, and you're going to see our lovely MPI file. So in order to make this happen, to search the file, we're going to use the Grep command. This is built into all Unix systems. It essentially allows us to search for a pattern in a file. And the command that we're going to want to use is going to look something like this. So I'm going to copy and paste this. This has a taxonomy code. I'm interested in it. And then this has a zip code. We're going to not use a zip code. We're going to actually use a state. And let me go back and grab that. Okay, and this is the command we're going to want to use. It's our taxonomy code, and you'll see a couple strange characters. Here's a backslash. This tells it that we're looking for another thing in the actual line of the text file. This straight bar, which is a pipe, you'll find it typically next to the backslash key or on the backslash key. And then we use another backslash and then the quote. The The reason why this is being done is that in this file, what they've done is they've put all the information within quotes. So they separate the values with commas, as you see up here, and then they use these quote marks. There is a little caveat with this, is that they're actually, even though they're using commas to separate the values, some of the values actually contain commas. So this quote, the whole idea of having these quotes is sort of to help you distinguish that. So we're going to go ahead and type this command in, and we'll see that basically now we're getting back the subspecialty that we're looking for and the actual state of New York. Now, a couple things on this as well. Physicians can have more than one specialty, so you may get a mix of this. Not all of these physicians actually maybe practice in New York. Sometimes we're getting references to billing offices that may be in New York. So there are a couple caveats, but this will basically let you extract some of the data into a much smaller file. And the way we do that is we are going to go back, hit the up arrow, and use the greater than symbol to create a new file. And we'll call this file nydocs.csv. Hit return. And I'm not going to let this run completely, but I'll stop real quick, and we'll go back to the folder here. We'll see this file that we generated. Even letting it run for a couple seconds, we already have a 5 megabyte file, so it's quite sizable. Now we can double click on this, and Excel will try to open it up, and it shouldn't have much of a problem with a 5 meg file. And there we go. That's it. So you'll see the columns aren't perfectly lined up, and that has to do with the whole issue with having additional commas in there, and I can show you how to fix that at a later time, but this should get you started and at least get you some information free and pretty quickly. I hope you liked it, and we'll see you soon. Thanks.